Hey everyone, this is Elsid 932 on YouTube. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Love is Blind Habibi. This is going to be a recap and review of episode 7. I wish to thank you for all of your support through this entire recap series. I really do appreciate it. This is my highest traction set of videos. I really do appreciate your support. So again, continue to support by liking the video, sharing with a friend, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out when I drop these videos. Oh, and we are so close to the weddings. Let me tell you, it is amazing. So Shafiq and Dunya head to his grandparents' home. It's the first time, of course, he's brought a girl to meet his grandparents. And she says it's the first time she has been to someone's home without her mother. So, absolutely beautiful area. Absolutely beautiful lake they live off of. It is amazing. But he, of course, is so funny. He's like, we can just swim across the lake. The house is right over there. So there was a warm welcome for them both. The grandmother was just so ecstatic to have them there. And the grandfather says, no one should interfere in this matter. It's about harmony and respect. See, I told you in the last episode, these parents and grandparents have a sense of peace. They bring a sense of peace. And I'm like, maybe when I get their age, I'll be that calm about everything. Okay. So grandfather also believes in love, compassion, and mercy. So of course, grandma, chimes in that, marriage is about commitment. Grandfather says, tells Dunya, if Shafiq is being stubborn, let him be stubborn. Give him 5 to 15 minutes, and then he will reconsider what he did. She's like, going against him is not going to give you the results you're looking for. You better give her some advice, Grandpa. Then says, when you respect her, he tells Shafiq, when you respect her, she respects you. And as well, her mother will respect you. Grandpa is coming with the advice. Grandpa is like, hey, when you pop off, that is not respectful. And if you want your woman to be respectful and not pop off, you can't pop off too. I'm loving this visit. Grandma takes Dunya inside and they look at all the baby photos and says, you know what? Shafiq protects his family. He is sweet as long as he is comfortable. Aren't we all, Grandma? When we're uncomfortable, the hardest thing to be is sweet. So they really like her and they wish for them all the best and they leave on good terms. Okay? Leave it all up to God and they leave on good terms. So now we're told it's 10 days before the wedding. Asma takes Katab to the gym with her. He admits to the camera his cardio is bad. Katab, that is too funny. You were like, I'm honest with myself. I'm honest with her. My cardio is not here. So she says every time they spend time together, the relationship gets stronger and stronger. Her sister went to the parents to explain the whole situation to help them understand better. But the parents aren't registering exactly what's happening. Hatab, is with his mom and goes to visit his uncle called Taha. I hope I'm saying the accents in the correct position. Please, again, if I mispronounce a name, I am not trying to be disrespectful. It's just a little unusual for me. And I thank everyone in the comments who is helping me. And I hope I'm making you proud by applying some of your teachings. So Hatab, when his mom goes to visit the uncle, Hatab explains the experience. It's difficult with no phones and no internet. And Mama says he finally been caught. Mama, how long have you been waiting for this? She's like, he finally caught. She's just happy he caught. Uncle says that Hatab seems very happy. And Hatab tells the uncle about Asma's family being in Canada. And according to tradition, she cannot come meet them before Hatab gets the approval. And the uncle understands this. He appreciates this. He says there's something for tradition. Though it's, it looked to me as if it was like, I got to wait for you to go all the way to Canada and get an approval and come back before I meet her. And she right across town. So Taha, which is the uncle, says falling in love is easy. And, the couple does it. But the marriage is a family decision. Uncle, you come with the traditional information. He's like, y'all fall in love. But the family marriage means families coming together. The families participate in that part. Love it. So Mama says she finds it strange that they would get married before she gets to know Ozma well. And it may mean trouble, because it's happening so quickly. Mama is like, I like this. I like my son in love. He's happy, but y'all, love is blind, are not allowing enough time for tradition to take hold. So we have a couple's night out. Now we only got 3 couples. Right now it's only 3 couples. We have Muhammad and Safa. We have Shafiq and Dunya. And then we have Ozma and Hatab. For them coming in like the last, they're certainly still here. So Muhammad mentions that Shafiq seems very happy. Hatab says the families are very nervous. The timeline is stressful. And they have some family obstacles to figure out. So they separate guys and girls. And Muhammad says he's getting married in 9 days. He says he can't even find a car in 9 days. Muhammad always brings the jokes and everybody laughs. The girls, Safa says her mom is arriving tomorrow and then her brother. So she's happy her family is coming in early. So some other people from the pods come in. So we have a few visitors coming one at a time. Kareem comes in, and the ladies agreed that they made the right choice not to pick him. I was like, ladies. They're like, yeah, not for us. Not at all for us at all. So he comes in, greets everybody, greets the ladies, and the fellas tell Kareem that Amar is gone and that Karma chose dancing over him. And Kareem is like, there was a dancer around here? One of the ladies was a dancer? He didn't even know. But again, remember, when this started, Amar said, hey, fellas, that's my girl. Y'all step off. So, of course, Kareem didn't get to know Karma. So Shafiq comes and says, Amar is not the type of dude that's going to get up and dance, not even with his girl. And he agrees that it's not right for the wife to still be dancing. So Safa, is sitting. The ladies come over and Safa is talking to Kareem, and, Muhammad is the only gentleman in the group. He's not showing a jealous streak. He's sitting there. He's sitting here. He's sitting facing on the other couch in this way. And she is holding his hand, but she's talking to Kasim. Muhammad, he's having his own conversation on the other side. He's listening a little bit. He is the only gentleman who has not shown an outburst or an outward display of, I don't want you talking to him. Very secure. Muhammad, I like it. So Noir walks in. Okay? Dunya and Safa are not happy that she's here. They're like, of all the people y'all could bring back, Noir? But she's being a mean girl about Dunya. She's like, oh, if I was her, I'd be jealous of me too. Girl, go sit down somewhere. So Kareem tells Noor that he heard that she's divorced, and I burst out laughing because Kareem, that is the last thing you should tell her. You heard she's divorced. No, they broke up, but I'm wondering if tradition says that she's divorced if the engagement is over. So Noor says, hey, the Lord has somebody better for her. She won't reduce her standards. So then, of course, in walks Mido, her former fiance. Everyone is happy to see him, and he curves Noor when he has to greet everybody. He said he's met a girl from Egypt. She's very pretty, and she's very blonde. And Noir is like, yeah, he's reading a script. That's not real. She has standards, and she won't meet someone after only 1 day. I will give that to you, Noir. We don't know, though, how long Mido knew this girl. So maybe he paused that to go on to Love is Blind, and then he's retracing his steps. We don't know. It's happened before on other versions of Love is Blind. So Mito said he learned that love is never blind. Mito, Mito is like, forget the show, forget what it's called. Love is never blind. Dunya says her folks are focused. No, folks around are focused more on looks than on the person inside. Noor says she didn't have to lower her standards, and she's happy for that. And Shafiq doesn't like the comment because Shafiq is like, you're sounding like the girls don't have standards. You sound like a mean girl right now. But Shafiq didn't tell her. He kind of said it in the room like, it's disrespectful. So Kareem learned that he would not follow his heart. He will follow his head because his heart got him in this mess. Kareem, I'm so sad you say that. But Safa says he will find the person that will make him feel stronger and will be the love of his life. So Kareem said he's so happy for Safa that she's found what she's looking for. So Mita feels that some people are not worth the try of the experiment. He's talking about you, Noor. He's talking about you. So Kareem and Noor go and sit together at a table. And he says he doesn't think that she's fake and he likes her. Kareem, what are you doing? What are you doing? What do you mean she doesn't seem fake? Have you looked? The lips are enhanced. The hair is extensions. Come on, Kareem. Is this your head working for you? I don't like it. I don't like it. He said he likes that she embraces who she is and doesn't care what people think. Kareem, that's it. That's what you want. He says he apologizes for making assumptions in the pod. And Noor accepts his apology and even accepts an invitation to a date. Noor and Kareem, what are y'all doing? Is this for show? Did you all come with a script? Noor, you accused Amito of coming with a script, but it sounds like you came with a script. So Muhammad said he's going to meet Safa's family. Actually, he went over. Her mom, brother, his wife, and his young daughter is there. And I'm noticing, Muhammad, you came to the house with no gifts. No gifts. At least I know that with tradition, come into someone's home, not empty-handed. Mom says she is just absolutely can't wait to see who Safa chose. The brother's wife is like, do you know enough about each other? So Muhammad's like, yes. He feels like, he's at court waiting on his sentencing because they're just asking him all these questions, not rapid fire. It's very comfortable, but they know it's a short amount of time to ask certain things. So Safa asks if they want anything, and Muhammad said coffee is fine. She goes to the kitchen with her brother, and the brother tells Safa there are no red flags for him. Not for now, but he does like Muhammad a lot. And he looks happy with Safa. And, he said he seems honest that he's ready to marry and he's ready to start a family. So that was wonderful. That was a wonderful moment between brother and sister. You cannot help but realize they're brother and sister. The genetic structure was similar with them. They look so much like brother and sister. It was uncanny. And I was like, you know what? The brother is a stand-in for the dad because remember, they lost their father. So Safa, her brother is not just her brother. He is the male figure and head of the family. So it was a wonderful moment. So Safa says that the brother's approval means a lot since the dad, of course, passed years ago. Mama asked Muhammad about his parents, and he says his parents approve. Their cultures are so much alike. He says he's concerned about her work, but he will not deny her what makes her happy. He said he wants her to be happy because it affects the household and it will affect their future children. Mom loved that. Mom is like, oh yes, you are saying all the right things. She likes that he understands and she feels like she knows him now. She's like, now we can meet his parents. So Asma's sister, Niall, I think that's how she said it on the show. Sister does not understand what's going on. She's like, Asma, tell me what happened on this journey. So the sister says she talks to the parents and she understands both sides. The parents need time to think and get accustomed to this idea. But his sister wants to meet Hatab first. Okay? That's not unreasonable. She's like, if I'm going to be the ambassador and go between mom and dad for you, I need to meet this man so I know who I'm really talking to them about. Dunya visits Shafiq's home, his residence. I'm like, Dunya and Shafiq are doing the most amount of traveling. They went to Lebanon to meet his parents. Then they went somewhere else to meet his grandparents. Now they're back in Dubai at his apartment. But she nitpicks at all the little things. His apartment is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. But she's seeing all the little issues and the bad parts. He came in from the gym and put some of his clothes on the back of a chair. She sees an empty bag of chips. And the shoes by the door, even though the shoes are lined up, about 4 pairs of shoes lined up neatly by the door, she's like, you need some kind of, system or cupboard to put the shoes in. Then she sees the cup that had soda in it, and he says it's 2-day-old soda. Shafiq, I wouldn't have said that. I would have just tossed the thing and be done. So she asks, is there anything for me to eat? Because I'm not drinking that 2-day-old soda. So Shafiq says, when people come over, they usually bring stuff to eat. Dunya, he's saying you didn't bring a housewarming gift or peace offering when you came. His thing is bring your own meal. So he agrees that this is her home, and he would flip and do whatever it takes to make this a home for her. She said, this is a bachelor pad, not enough for a family. So he said, yes, 4 to 6 months, they will live here, and then they'll get a house. She says she's concerned that her mom may not like the house he chooses. And there's another shot of him looking in the camera like, really? Really? So they enjoy the balcony view, which is a little too high up for me, but it's an absolutely gorgeous view. And I'm like, Dunya, I'm going to lay off on whether mom likes the place or not. I'll lay off that a little bit. Just say, I hope we're happy, or hope we find a space. Because it sounded like, Shafiq, you have not talked to her that her mom won't be living with y'all. Maybe you didn't tell her, like you told your dad, that the mom won't be living nearby. Okay. So Muhammad and Shafa go to a jeweler and choose engagement rings. They pick the rings. He already knew. He knew she liked this, she liked this, she liked this. That's what we want to see. And she's sitting there with her mouth open like, you remembered? Wow. He said he don't care about his ring. All he cares about is he is wearing it as a symbol that he is married to his Safa. So beautiful. She said she would be scared if this was with anyone else but him. And now it's time for her to meet his family. And they hug. She is just tearing up, crying. I mean, I love this couple. I love Safa and Muhammad together. Please. I have not watched all the episodes, y'all. I am just hoping that they are together and they say yes. I'm just hoping. Oh. Anyway, let me not tear up now. So Asma and Hatab, the sister, go meet him for breakfast. The sisters are there, and he sits in a hot seat in the middle. And the sister, says she wants to talk to the parents and validate the decision that Asma has made. So the sister said it's a tough situation, this whole experiment. It's hard to keep traditions with this show's timeline. I was saying that. And I'm glad somebody said it plain, and I'm glad the production put it in there. It is hard to keep their traditions with the timeline of the show. The sister goes on to say, you cannot put more pressure on the parents. This is the first child, and this will be the first one of them to get married. So it is important. So Hatab says, can he call with the family in Zoom, just to reassure them so they know who he is and just get a gist for his nature. So the sis says she will ask the parents. He knows this is not tradition. He should be there in person, and he will be, but he's hoping that at least Zoom and technology will give them a chance to actually meet. So the sister says she likes him. She likes that he is open, but that he respects the traditions at the same time. Asma is just happy and through the roof. She is happy and she is so proud of this meeting and how Hatab conducted himself. So next we go to Shafiq and Dunya. They meet with a wedding planner. Dunya is stressed. And this is the first time on Love is Blind that we actually see the couples meeting with a wedding planner to choose the items for their wedding. Shafiq immediately knows what he wants. He wants white and green, and he wants it to be very bright. Dunya says she wants something active and fresh, because remember, she loves the outdoors. So the green, bright, white, perfect. So he says he wants a simple, tasteful look. He wants a high table. And the wedding planner is like, y'all agree on everything. And then all of a sudden, they didn't agree with the cake. Now, why did you say that, lady? You kind of put your foot on it. All of a sudden, they didn't like the cake, because with the flowers, Dunya wanted some feathers mixed in. White flowers, white feathers. And he didn't want feathers on the cake. He didn't want a square cake or square tier. And, the wedding planner is like, Dunya is a dreamer, but Shafiq knows exactly what he wants. Then Dunya tells Shafiq and the wedding planner, she still has not chosen her dress. Why would you say that? Shafiq immediately takes that on and says, we have days before the wedding and you haven't picked a dress yet? Next, they take them over to the flower shop. She picks her flowers. She adds a little bit of feathers. And, she says she wants to keep with the feather theme and look. Shafiq don't look like he liked them feathers in that bouquet. And he starts to say, it's all starting to be too much. She says she wished her mother was there to help her make the right decision and sort things out. He's like, I am the head of the family. And I'm going to be making decisions, not your mom. Safa and Muhammad, he came with his dad to the home to meet with her brother to ask for her hand. Oh, this was so well done. I love seeing these traditions. I love seeing it. And I have to ask, if you are of this culture and tradition, I'm assuming women do not get to see this. They do not get to see the men talk to each other about the wedding or about asking for a hand in marriage. This entire setup. I'm wondering, do the women get to view this? Because Safa, her mom, and her sister-in-law are outside in the garden while the men are in the living room talking. So, Muhammad, I'm sorry. I love this tradition. It warmed my heart. So, according to the traditions, they say the man needs to come to the girl's house to ask her father for her hand in marriage. But in this case, it's Safa's brother. So whenever I say dad, I mean it's Muhammad's dad. Dad said he is very happy to be there for this important occasion. He wishes it was a larger group. But then he recites a passage from their good book. He put in a good word. Dad asked the brother for Safa's hand on behalf of his son and hopes he will accept. Oh, this is such tradition. And again, do women get to see this or know this part? I just feel like we are getting a glimpse into something that is just not, usually seen. So the brother says that Safa is very precious to us and Muhammad is precious to us too. And we would be honored to have him as a son. The family approves, and then the men pray together. After that, the woman enters the living room with celebration sounds. I would make the sounds, but I don't want to be disrespectful. I want to be very respectful to the culture. But they make the lovely celebration sounds, and Safa meets his dad. Oh, so wonderful. So Muhammad tells her that, hey, you said yes. That was a joke, just telling her your brother said yes. Then he gives her gifts. He said this gift is a necklace of his mother, gives her her ring, and her mother says, remember, it's on the right hand. So like Sweden, the engagement ring goes on the right hand. So the family congratulates them. Again, they make this celebration sounds. And Safa says, when families get involved, it's getting real. Safa, it's been real since the pods. Muhammad said it's so beautiful to have the families together right now. It was so beautiful. That entire section, I watched it twice. It was such a beautiful moment. I'm glad they didn't, kind of cut it up and insert anything. Just let it all flow. It was so well done. So now we see it is 6 days before the wedding. 6 days. Shafiq and Dunya meet at a pier, and he says, he's stressed. She's like, I'm stressed. Shafiq says they have been fighting a lot this past week, and he feels like she is just too relaxed, and he feels he's too much under pressure. I was like, she too relaxed? But you're, isn't this what the man does? You are the head of the household, so your shoulders will bear most of the stress. Come on, Shafiq. So he says she will be under his name in front of God, and he will never divorce. So that's why he's feeling all of this pressure. This is going to be forever. She goes on to say that the problem is that he doesn't think she knows the seriousness of marriage. She has had her moments of breakdown, but it's not around him. And she's refused 2 proposals before. Dunya, why are we now learning that you have refused engagements? Come on now, that was pertinent to know. She thinks that because her mom and dad, broke up, divorced, it gives her a broken shoulder. And her husband is going to be her dad and teacher and support her in the future. She said no person will take the place of her mother. She will not have it. But she has a broken shoulder since her dad isn't there. She's going to be leaving her mother's arms to go into the arms of her husband. He says you cannot take what's going on between us to your mom. You have to cut some things off. And Dunya is stunned. She's looking at the camera and saying nothing. But she looks so sad. See, I understand what she's saying and I understand what he's saying. She's saying she has a broken shoulder as a metaphor for she doesn't have a father. And it seems like, unlike Safa, she had a sister. She has a sister. But Safa had her brother to take on the head of the family role, and she really didn't have that. And when her parents divorced, it seems like she had no contact with her dad. That's why she said it's broken shoulder. That's why her mother said previously, divorce, the children are the victims. So Dunya says no one in the world is going to separate her from her mama. And Shafiq looks in the camera and says, I feel like there are 3 people going to be in this marriage. And they show a picture of her mama, and Shafiq. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a longer review, but it was awesome. We got to see it inside into traditions, a traditional proposal, Safa and Muhammad's family. And I really appreciate what we have been given a little bit of a peek into by Netflix. But if you enjoyed this, please like the video, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel so you get to see whenever I post my reviews. I thank you so much, and be kind to yourself. More tomorrow than you were today.